everybody and welcome to another video. We start this one off with one of Sadiq Khan's License to Kill assassins, who should, in my opinion, never have pulled out because I had to slow down and so did the car behind. So while we're on the subject of people pulling out on me, what do you think about this one? We're looking at the lorry in front of this car. I'm going to start overtaking. Should he have pulled out on me? In my opinion, again, no. I don't think he should be pulling out there. I have to go out into the other lane and then overtake him. And you might think, so what? But what if there was a car there? But that's maybe why he pulled out in the first place. He knew that there was nothing coming up the outside lane, so I can move over. That's not the way driving works, is it? So basically I've been forced out into the outside lane because he's pulled out on me, and then I see this. Yes, phone in hand, but the trouble is he's not even looking at his phone. He's looking at something else. He definitely ain't looking at the road though, is he? The thing is, he's not looking at his mobile phone. His phone is in his hand. He's looking down at something else. And then when we go on further, he's looking over to the left-hand side in his cab there. He hasn't looked at the road for ages. So what the hell is he looking at in there other than his mobile phone that's in his hand? And then have a little look at him now. Look, he had a little wobble up, almost went into the inside lane a little bit. So answers on a postcard to actually what you think he was looking at in his cab there. Now, one of my pet peeves on the road is bad manners, and you know that it winds me up big time, especially if it's a bloody Audi. Always an Audi. Now, we're pulling up to this turn in here. I can't go anywhere anyway, but I'm just going to leave a gap for this Audi to pull right across me. No acknowledgement whatsoever. Nothing. And then we got the Fiat 500, the trainee Audi driver who pulls out left, but is indicating to turn right. And again, there was no thank you, but the hazards do come on a little bit further down here. I personally don't think it's a thank you. I think Electrix is shorting out in her car because in a little while the left indicator comes on, which is unlike them to indicate, and she doesn't actually turn left. Turns it off just in time though. That could have been interesting. Now I'm turning left, and as we turn around here, I'd like to go down this road, but there's a pole. There's a pole in the way. And I don't mean someone from Poland. I mean that black pole there. Black, with a couple of little white bits on the top of it so you can see. Why have a black pole in the road? I can barely get through this gap here, even though the Prius there is well over on his side, because there's a pole there. Who signs off on this crap? What idiot from the council signs off on this sort of crap? I mean, who would go into a meeting and say, I know what we need here is a black pole that you can hardly fucking see in the middle of the road to protect poxy lime bikes? I mean, who signs off on this? Who? Some idiot with a degree in stupidity. That's my Victor moment over with, by the way.
I don't believe it.
Now in this clip, I'm on the good old M25, and yes, I am in lane 2, and there's a good reason why I'm in lane 2 and not lane 1. Lane 1 becomes a slip road a little bit further down the road, and it is the A3, the one that goes back about 1.5 miles of solid traffic normally. We're looking at the van that's in lane 3 at the moment. He wants that slip road, obviously doesn't want to wait in the queue. We've already had speed limit signs of 50 miles an hour, which is why we're all going so slow, because they know that there's traffic up ahead. Now, how the hell are you supposed to drive with all that crap on the windscreen there? Look at it all on the dashboard, smothered everywhere. That just, to me, sums up the person that's driving, to be honest. Lazy, irresponsible, dangerous and stupid. So this Fruit Loop has undertaken quite a lot of vehicles there. He wants the lane that he's in, but he's not prepared to wait in that traffic. and you can just about see it now, just starting to build up on the left hand side. I can see it, and I'm going to start to move out as soon as this Mini gets past me. I'm going to move out to the right as well to avoid what's going to happen in lane 2 here. Now I can already see that that white van is going to be going into the left hand lane. I can always spot them a mile away. You can tell by their driving style. So that is the reason why I stay out here. But even out here in lane 3 at the moment, I'm not safe from these idiots, because there's more than just that one idiot there that's going to be doing it. And you can normally spot them a mile away. They're normally vans, and normally high powered cars, normally high performance cars that are driving way too slow for lane 1. This car next to me is going to be doing it as well. I can see it a mile away. You can just tell by the speed that they drive. I know we're reduced down to 40 miles an hour now, but they leave gaps, and you'll see this further down the road with another vehicle. You know, you can spot them, and while you're going to be in lane 2, as it is lane 2 at the moment, behind these vehicles, eventually they will just stop, and then you're going to stop, and there's a very high possibility that someone can actually go into the back of you, because they just don't expect lane 2 to stop. And that is the danger of this road, and people like these two to my left hand side are the ones that cause accidents. Now that lorry in front of us is going to have someone stop in front of him, and he wants to pull out in front of me. But we're going to go to the rear camera now just to see the crap on the front of this guy's dashboard. How the hell you can drive looking like that? There should be a law against that sort of stuff. You know, you go around the corner a bit fast and that flies everywhere. There's a hard hat on there, for goodness sake. So we're going to go back to the lorry now, who has someone stop in front of him, and then he wants to pull out in front of me. I slowed down to let him in, but I forgot about the Fruit Loop that almost drove into the side of me.
Gonna go or not? Whoa! Okay, now. Oh, surprise, 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 wanker. Whoa! Okay, now. Oh, surprise, 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 wanker.
So anybody that's playing London Dashcam Bingo, the camera didn't do that justice. It was a lot bloody closer than what it looked. Anyway, we're looking at the car to the right as we're looking at it, that's in lane 1 now. There you go. At least it done it safely, I guess, but it shouldn't have been there. It should have been already in the lane way back there. But we're not done yet. There's a couple that really take the biscuit. We're getting closer and closer to the exit, and there's a couple that, well, one of them especially is just an absolute joke. This one here, BMW, a big BMW with diplomatic plates on. You don't have to have been on University Challenge to realise what that clown's going to be doing. Now, if the car and the number plate doesn't give it away enough, just look how slow it's driving. Just look how slow it's driving. It doesn't care about the lorry behind it or anything else, as long as he's all right. So, yeah, you got to watch out for these people. You can spot them, as I keep saying, you can spot them a mile away. And we're just going to go back to the front camera, and we've gone back a little bit because that BMW is just in front of this lorry, obviously. And you can see the amount of space it's got in front of it. Dead giveaway to what it's going to be doing. Absolutely dead giveaway. So you don't have to be a mind reader or have your BMW crystal ball on your dashboard to know what this guy was about to do. And I know some of you will be saying he done it safely, but he wasn't to know that there was gaps in this road, was he? He had no idea that there was gaps. It was all just guesswork and luck. But we've still got one more to go. Still got one more to go. And it is across the solid lines that they leave it. They leave it that late to get across there over the solid lines. We're almost at the junction, so bear with us. I will point them out. It's right there in the distance. Bear with us. It's coming up. There it is, right across the solid lines. I mean, you can't leave it any later than that, can you? I know I've said it loads of times already and before in other videos, that is the reason I do not use lane 1 coming up to A3 junction on the M25. Now you're not going to be able to see it because I didn't see it until I move over here. Once we get past the junction, I move over and I'm looking at the person that's just gone across the solid lines, and then I notice it.
And she's on the phone. She's on the phone as well.
And I'm not going to be in the way of anyone coming onto the M25 as they've got their own lane getting on from the A3. Now in this clip we've got giveaway lines again. Giveaway lines and priority signs. It's as clear as daylight. Some people just can't see it though, or refuse to see it. The van up there I have not got a problem with. He's there way before me. You can see the sign up there to the left hand side saying that I have priority over these people, but the van has gone before me, so the van's fine. It's the 2 cars afterwards I have the problem with.
You can see the sign, can you? Can you not see the signs? Fucking say me thank you, arsehole.
Now he said thank you to me like, oh thanks for getting in his way, making it difficult for him. I think you've made it difficult for yourself, mate. There's giveaway lines, there's a giveaway sign, there's a sign saying that you haven't priority, but you still went.
You not see the signs?
And I know there will be people saying I could have made that a non-event. Surely that should be him that can make it a non-event by doing what the signs say, not me.
Arsehole.
Now I'm going to show you that again because I'm going to go a little bit Victor on you. Because this guy can see me now. It's too late because he's gone blind. He's gone behind that van not being able to see. So he should not have gone. Don't look at me like that, matey, because you're the one at fault here, not me. Yes, I could have made it a non-event, but so could have you by following the rules. And as for Mr. Mustang here, he can't even bother to look at me. He knows he's done wrong. He's facing the wrong way. Look at his nose. He's got a whopping great big nose and it gets in the way of his fucking eyes. And that is another sure way of knowing that they know that they've done wrong when they can't look at you. They're looking away. And you know when the old girl in the car says, "What are you shouting at? They can't hear you." Well, I think he could. And I didn't use the horn. It's just my voice that he could hear. And as we pull away here, as they say, one more for the road.
Arsehole.
So in this clip, we're coming up to the Mad Mile. It's a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit where we are at the minute, but as soon as we get past the traffic lights, it turns into a 60 and then everyone just goes mad. The Mini in front of us, first of all, does not want to merge in turn because it goes from 3 lanes to 2 lanes and it's just going to block this car off to the right hand side and not merge in turn correctly. Just pulls across him in actual fact to, to stop him merging in turn. We will go back to the rear camera because there's a couple of things I need to show you here. There was someone indicating, I can't remember which one it was, but we are looking at a couple of vehicles back here. When we start off, you'll see her, she's looking at her phone. Yep, there's nothing down there that you should be looking at when you're getting a green light. And we're also looking at this guy over here. So we've got a green light. The girl that's in the Mini, because she was on her phone, is very, very slow away. And because she's slow away, there's a little bit of bunching back there. Everyone's a little bit too close because, well, she was slow away because she was looking at her phone. So that now we get to 2 lanes and everyone is swapping lanes because we're approaching a roundabout in a little while. So everyone's getting in their correct lane that they want. Now it's not difficult. There's only 2 lanes. The left-hand lane, the right as we're looking at it, turns left. My lane goes straight on. It's that simple. There is 2 lanes. That's it. Now if I wanted to though, I could actually change lanes and go in the left hand lane. But I can't now because there is a guy that's going to be coming up my inside. You shouldn't really be doing that. Now I'm going straight on obviously. I don't want to go into these lanes, but he still should not be coming up my inside. I've got quite a lot of braking distance in front of me and there's no point in getting that close because look, as you can see, we've got the countdown to the roundabout. So we go to the rear camera now and the idiot that's just come up the inside of me just falls back a little bit, which is fine. You're slowing up going to a roundabout. He's in the left turn only lane, I'm in the right turn only lane. The only trouble is, he's turning right. Not enough signage, not enough time for some people to get in the correct lane. They prefer to go up the inside of you rather than filter across. Anyway guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to catch me on the live drive. I've got 2 scheduled this Friday, Friday the 16th of May. We're going from London to Brighton and then Brighton back to London. That's on this Friday, Friday the 16th of May. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.